with none other than Cynthia Black. She's amazing, and we know that. So we're going to be talking about it's a new year, new you, holistic health. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Okay,
That'd be
holistic health, and maybe some New Year's resolutions. And I mean, she's 105 years old, and you can't even tell it.
I can't see you.
You can't see you. You're right there.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, look, she got the glasses on. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay, here we go.
We love it. We love it. We love it. Oh, I wonder why it says.
I wonder why it says edit
that right now.
that right now. Will it fix it?
I wonder.
I wonder. Hold on, I gotta fix my title. Yeah, right here. Backspace. Okay, next.
So in the morning, will this be on 1550?
Uh-huh.
Okay, 1550. Is that FM? AM.
AM. 1550 AM,
Oh,
49.9
that's good.
FM.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, we're ready.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Good morning, good morning. Wake up. It's a wonderful, and I have an echo, so something's going on. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys.
Let's try that one more time. Oh, nope. I think I did that right. Now I got it? Okay, we'll try one more time. I don't know who's calling me, but I don't have time to talk to you right now. Okay, hold on one second. Hello? Well, tell me. Okay, guys. See, this is really live. All right, we're ready. Let's try again.
You are now tuned in to Today with Pastor Jay on WNZF News Radio, where we discuss inspiring and informative news. And now here's your host, Pastor Jerlyn Denny.
Good morning, good morning. Wake up and good morning. It's a beautiful and wonderful day to be alive, to be on this side of the earth. And I'm excited to be in the studio. Took me a little bit to record this show because my voice was gone. I was all nasally and congested. I was in New York. I didn't get a cold, just horrible sinuses, but I had a great time with my family, just celebrating 95 years of the matriarch of my family, which was my grandmother. It was a wonderful celebration. And I asked her a question. Someone asked her, what was her best decade? I think she said the 40s was like her best.
That's my favorite.
That's your favorite?
For fashion.
For fashion?
The shoulder pads. Girl.
Oh.
The hat.
The hat. And you guys know that voice. That's none other than Cynthia Black. But it was so great, Cynthia, just to see my family, to be back in New York again. All of my children and my grandchildren, my daughter and son-in-laws, we all flew to New York. Flew to New York just to celebrate my grandmother. Not a birthday party or anything like that. It was just a celebration of life, just her being alive and all the things that she had done. So I came up with this idea. Everyone just ask her a question. And that was one of the questions. What was your favorite decade? Someone asked her, when was her first kiss?
Well, did she remember?
She
I can't even
remembered.
remember my first kiss.
She remembered her first kiss.
Okay.
We talked about my grandmother never had a driver's license. So we talked about her driving without a driver's license. And my grandmother is sharp as a tack. She's been on my radio show. I don't know if you know that.
No.
Yes.
No.
For Mother's Day 2023,
Wow.
my grandmother, my mom, and my aunt
That's three generations.
were on my radio show. So we have total right now 5 living generations.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
pretty good. And my grandmother looked
Good. I saw y'all. I
You saw-
followed them.
I'm telling you, she was sharp as a tack too,
and
right?
moving at
Yeah.
her slow
You should have seen her
pace.
trying to dance a little bit
I
earlier.
know.
So we had a good time. My brothers and my sister came, and my nieces and nephews and some cousins. So it was a beautiful time. I was able to take my husband to Manhattan. He's never been to Manhattan.
Wow.
So-
Did you take him to Times Square?
Yep, went to Times
Ooh,
Square. He
yes.
had a ball. We all had a ball. So it was fun. But it's good to be back in Florida. I can tell you, I'm loving Florida. Before we get into our show, I'm going to tell you, I was talking to my brother, and he was explaining to me how the illegal immigrants up there, how they're getting $2,400 a month, housing and food stamps. And I went, ooh, good for you guys. Anyway, he said that they now have a curfew from 11 at night to 6 o'clock in the morning. So if they miss this curfew of being inside from 11 to 6
Oh,
o'clock,
yeah.
they get kicked out of the housing that they're in. So he was telling me, he said, now we're going to have homeless immigrants, illegal immigrants.
Oh,
I
man.
went, oh my goodness. So we're just praying for New York. You know, that's the way that it is. How do I say it? Even heaven has a gate. So I'm just going to, even there's a border there. Not everybody going to make it. So we'll just see. I have the utmost empathy and sympathy for those that are coming into this country. But also, you know, we do have a rule of laws and we need to abide by the law of the lands. And I don't know. I don't have the answer. I really don't have the answer. What is the answer? You know, I don't have it. All I know is Jehovah's the answer, and that's all I got. So let's just move on to where we are today, because I have the ultimate fashionista.
Ambassador Miss Cynthia Black.
Ambassador Cynthia Black, ambassador for holistic health, ambassador for living clean and living free and aging gracefully and well. I mean, before the show, I was thinking, you're about 105 years old.
I tell people when they ask me, I'm really 95, and they go like, oh, yeah, right. Because when you look at aging out, it's a process that no one is exempt from.
That's true.
Now, let me say that again.
Okay.
There's no fountain of youth nowhere. In fact, we're actually aging every year. Every year you have a birthday, you're closer to the grave than you were last year. It's called Adamic sin. But we can get in front of that by being proactive with prevention.
Okay.
See, people are dying because they don't know what they don't know, and so they can't do any better.
Well, I can tell you a lot of people killing themselves every day with knives and forks.
Oh, put that fork down, that BMI.
Yeah.
Cynthia, what is BMI? Body mass index.
Well, I just went on a very, very strict, I'm not going to call it a diet. I just decided I'm going to change my eating habits for the better. Because, you know, I was taking steroids, and steroids.
Oh, elevates your blood sugar.
It elevates my blood sugar, but
A1C.
also it adds the pounds.
Of course.
And I've been, in my opinion, have just a little bit extra than what I want. So I had decided, it had nothing to do with the New Year's or the New Year's resolution. This was just in me. I need to change my eating habits to kind of combat some of that. So I'm just proud. I've lost 12 pounds so far.
You go, girl.
Yes, I have. And, you know, I'm looking forward to the extra 30, 40 that I will lose. And people go, you don't need to lose. Listen, it's not about what you think I need. I want to be healthy. And that's what we're talking about today. And it starts with the mindset of people really wanting to decide to be healthier, right? I do not want to be 75, 80 years old or 65 years old, whatever the age is, and be overweight, because your body can't take it. Let's just talk about that.
Well, here is the hint, clue.
Oh, what's the hint, clue?
All conditions and all diseases start from the mouth to the anus.
Really?
So what we have to do is tweak that, change that, turn that. I don't care. Even when people say New Year's resolutions, you know, that lasts for about a week into the new year, and then they're back in their old habits. So like you said, when you get past 50, and now it's almost when you get past 40, you have to pay attention to your internal body, because the exterior body looks like $1 million. But I carry pH strips in my purse, and I go, let me test your acidic level.
Right.
Cancer only breeds on acid and sugar. And they go like, oh, Cynthia. I said, if it comes out yellow, then you're in trouble. And so they say, I need something else. Well, we're going to get into a dietary program, a maintenance program that will supplement and actually reverse, slow down that aging process.
Well, we're going to talk
huge.
about that in a little bit, but I want to just call in and I have someone just walked in the studio. Put your headphones on, Juan Pablo. And we just got a news flash real quick. He just walked in to hand me some T-shirts. And next week on January the 23rd, we have Survivor Speak in Tallahassee. So, Juan Pablo, let's just talk a little bit about that real quick. What are we doing in Tallahassee next week on the 23rd?
Well, we are inviting people from all over the state, from Miami, Orlando, this county, Flagler County, Tallahassee, everywhere, just to elevate their voices and talk about healing services for victims, survivors of crime.
Oh, man, I'm so excited. I don't know which Survivor Speak this is of mine, 4th or 5th, or I don't know. But you were there from, this is my 6th one. You were there from the very beginning. And it started with how many people when you started?
Well, we started 12 people.
12 people.
And now we are coming close to 500 people.
500 people. And we go to Tallahassee, right there in the Rotunda. We speak with legislators, and we have a healing service there. But just elevating the voice of the survivor when it comes to what's happening in our communities all over, and providing outlets and services and making sure they have appropriate counseling, make sure that their voices are heard. So I'm excited to be coming to Tallahassee with you and with almost 500 other survivors. We're taking about 15 from Palm Coast.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to go up there. Some who have children who have died by gun violence, some that are domestic violence survivors, some that have been robbed and stabbed. So we're just excited to have our voices heard. So I just want to thank you, Juan Pablo.
No, thank you. Thank you.
And
There's
if you want-
power in numbers.
there is power in numbers. And also, I think we can announce, we announce what's going on in September?
Right, yeah.
Okay. So in September, we meaning CSSJ, Crime Survivors, or Survivors Speak rather, from all over the nation for the first time in the history, going to have all different types of survivors in Washington, D.C.
Oh, wait a minute.
2,500 people.
2,500 people. We are going. Normally, they have like the domestic violence people show
Right.
up, or they have
Drugs?
drug
Addiction?
Well, just different survivors of crime.
Okay.
That show up. But this is the first time all the survivors are going to show up.
Of each group
Of
category?
each group category. Because CSSJ is each group category. And a
Okay.
lot of these organizations, they just focus on, domestic violence, or they focus on gun
Okay,
violence,
right,
or they
right.
focus on, different things. But our organization, we do it all. So I'm excited. I'm a chapter chair for the Flag County
Well,
chapter,
girl,
if you didn't know that.
Now, you
And-
ask somebody.
Yeah. So I'm just honored to be able to take people to Tallahassee for their voices to be heard, because when survivors speak, change happens. Don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. You are listening to Today with Pastor Jay. We got to take a break. Then we're going to come back and talk to Cynthia Black, the
Ambassador.
ambassador.
You didn't drop it?
It just flipped. It turned off my screen.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, guys. You know how this is. Let's see if we can get this up and running here. Okay, it's taking its own sweet time, but we will get it. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Restarted, integrated, the expected camera, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's go here. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. That was a little shortcoming thing. Chris, I'll have to call you back. I'm on the radio. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. All right, but you remember, we'll come back in and you can talk about how you remember my first one, and then we go back into the healing. You ready? Welcome back. Welcome back. You are still listening today with Pastor Jay, and I'm so excited that Juan Pablo, he just popped in to drop off the T-shirts.
I know.
Yeah, he's the state director. I don't know what his title is. Something with the whole entire state of Florida. And he drove all the way here to Flagler County to give the T-shirts for Survivors Speak to those that's going to be participating and going on Tuesday. You should come. It doesn't cost you anything. If you don't have anything to go do on
What
Tuesday.
day? Now, what day?
Tuesday.
Okay.
It's a one-day trip. We go up and come back.
On the bus?
Oh, no. We used to do. So, okay. Hint, hint. Everybody else doing the bus.
Y'all coming style.
No, we coming in a Mercedes Sprinter van or whatever.
okay.
We going up there coming back. But yeah,
Okay.
no.
All right.
But you remember when my first trip up there, remember?
Yes. Because I'm like, what is she doing now? What's going on? I don't want to miss nothing.
What's going on? You are funny. But Miss Ambassador, you are absolutely just that when you think about eating right, taking the right things. And you drank noni, right?
Yeah, that's right. You cut
Now,
me,
I
I'll
caught
bleed noni.
You bleed noni?
That's right.
I remember
For 30 years.
30 years. I remember it was like, oh, that noni juice, blah, 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 blah. All this other kind of stuff and everything. But you're still at it.
That's real.
And it still works. I remember during COVID, people were getting sick, people doing all kinds of stuff. But you were not. You were drinking that noni.
Because it's an antiviral and it blocks the spike in the protein of the variant up to 70%. That's better
Wow.
than even the shots.
Wow.
Because people didn't realize you can't, to get a natural immunity,
Right.
it's kind of too late because you can't eat enough Brussels sprouts and cauliflower and pineapples to build that viral load.
Mm-hmm.
It needs natural enzymes and polynutrients, and It just needs the things that we're supposed to get from our diet.
Right.
But I'm the first one, even being a retired runway model. We
Runway
don't
model. I don't know how you're a retired runway model because every time I see you, you look like you're on the runway. Let's just be real.
You know what, y'all? It's all about the brand. I don't go out the door to empty the trash unless I'm
Listen,
to the
you ain't got to
nines.
tell me if I don't have a couple little things on, people think I'm sick.
Now,
What's wrong with you? What's wrong, Pastor Jay?
And it's all about really the marketing.
Mm-hmm.
If you are trying to market your brand or if you're trying to keep people so that they're educated. See, I'm all about education, not recruiting, not selling. With free will, once you get that accurate knowledge, then you can make a wise decision. And right now, we need another alternative. Our nation's sort of one dimension for healthcare. That's drugs, pharmaceuticals, and narcotics.
It's the truth. I was having a problem with my knee, and I'm going back and forth to the doctor, my knee swelling, blah, blah, blah. And she said, put this cream on your knee 4 times a day. So she gave me this cream. And I called and I said, well, I want to know what's going on my knee. Well, have you been using the cream? I'm like, not really. So why haven't you? I said, what kind of life do you think I have? Why I just sit in a chair and rub cream on my knee 4 times a day? I did. This is what I told her. And then my next thing was, well, can you tell me what's wrong with me? Because all you want to do is medicate me.
That's right. Mass it.
That's it. What's
we got to
wrong
reverse
with me?
it.
I said, what's going on? Do I need to lose weight? I mean, is there something going on in my body? Let's run some blood tests. Let's go over there and let me see an orthopedic doctor. Let's see what's happening.
And see, this is where you get the confusion.
They want to give you a drug.
I'm getting ready to say, because a lot of the patients are a little intimidated to ask the doctor. I go in there and when they start saying, let me listen to your heart, see you don't have AFib, your chest, make sure your lungs. I said, now take it down the stethoscope, run it down my right and left carotid artery. He said, how did you know to do that? I said, because my mother just died. Because one of the carotid arteries from her head to her was blocked like 30%.
Really?
And the other one was almost 60%. And they said, well, we'll just watch it. Not on my watch.
Oh, my goodness.
You cannot gamble with people's health.
You cannot. And, we need to be very proactive. What I do is I make a list of things. Because, oftentimes during, when you're from year to year, you go on for your checkup, you're not thinking about when you have a little twinge here or something going on there, what it is. And then it goes away. Then it shows up 2 or 3 months later. So I write everything down. So when I go to the doctor, I go, look, doc, I've got this list here.
Oh, they don't want to hear that.
Oh, they don't want to hear that.
They don't.
My doctor do, because I fired her. She had to rehire herself back in my life because I don't play. You do not mess with my health. I don't call you. I don't bother you. I had a problem with a kidney stone, and I eat really well.
Right.
And I called it. I said, something's not right. I didn't know it was a kidney stone. I said, something's not right. Something's going on with my body. And I said, give me a call back. Something's not right. So I went to the emergency room.
Wow.
And the next day, came back, and they was like, oh, you'll pass it. I kept telling my husband, I know my body. Something isn't right. So I called the VA. I left a message. Hey, and she just became my doctor, a new one. Hey, this is what's going on with me. I need somebody to call me. She didn't even call me.
See?
And I went to the hospital. Thankfully, I knew something was going on, and I had a blockage. The kidney stone was blocking. I was a day from sepsis.
See what I'm talking about?
So anyway, she wanted to see me after that. I went in the office to see her. You know what I told her? Listen, I don't know what kind of patience you have, but you need to understand who I am. If you ever get a message from me that says I have an issue or problem, you need to understand I'm dying because I usually handle my own issues and problems.
Exactly.
So now if I message her, I was like, I can't see you anymore because you have to take me serious. I need to have confidence in you.
See, now that takes real courage.
It took me some time. I haven't always been this way.
I know.
But it took me some time to be very proactive in my health.
Our accountability is when you look in the mirror, you don't see Jesus or God or your husband or the kids.
That's it.
That reflection is on you.
Yes.
You are solely accountable for your health.
Yeah.
But we don't want to look at it like they look at money. See, they think wealth is over health. But now with the all the generations that are coming up now.
No, let's not even talk about that. That's a whole nother show.
Okay.
We need to talk about this next generation.
Okay.
I'm grateful. Ooh, my children are grown and gone, and I'm guiding them best I can. But these other ones,
I'm trying
like
to
my
tell you.
grand's age, oh, please. Look, I told my grandson he had to go outside one day. I said, we're going to get some rain boots. We're going to go outside because it was raining.
Right.
My daughter sent them over here because the hurricane was on her side in St. Pete.
Right.
And he said, what we going outside for? I said, we can't stay in the house forever.
All day.
He said, I can. I went, you know what?
This is what he's doing, y'all. Look.
Yes.
He's doing
That's
this all day.
That's a whole nother thing. A whole nother
Not
thing.
moving, not
moving.
grooving.
And I'm looking, what we going to do outside? I said, I can think of 1,000 things. We can play red light, green light, 1, 2, 3. Make a mud pie.
Double Dutch.
Hopscotch, double Dutch. We can go on an adventure. Hey, here's a magnifying glass. Go burn some ants, something.
But see, it's a reflection on their parents. And let's keep it real.
Let's keep it real.
Because our generation, my mother said, don't come in till it gets dark.
Yes.
Okay? And your mom probably said the same thing.
Yeah, she did.
And we loved it.
And my kids went outside, but it's just this new thing. I don't know, but that's a whole nother
technology.
show.
Okay.
But today we're focusing on what can we do today. New year, new you. Right?
And let me ask you a rhetorical question. If you could say one thing, how you would get better help this year, and you can't say I'm gonna lose weight, and you can't say I'm gonna go on a diet.
Okay.
What word would you use?
That's a good one. We're gonna talk about that when we come back. Don't go anywhere. We got to take a break.
Okay, y'all start thinking, listeners.
Thinking.
And you don't want to mess with nobody that ain't giving you laughter. The Bible said laughter makes the heart
It does.
throb. You know what I mean?
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back. We'll give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, the Florida Mortgage blah, blah, blah. And I forgot what his name is. I'm sorry, Steve. You know I love you. Here we go. Welcome back. We'll give a thank you and a shout out to Steve Verrier, the FloridaMortgageCenter.com, and to Church on the Rock. Thank you so very much for sponsoring my show. I needed a countdown clock. One word. I would say positivity. Because if you think you're bad, you're going to be bad. If you think you're sick, you're going to be worse. If you think, so I would say it has to be created in the mind. So I would say, for me, my one word would be positivity. And that has nothing to do with the fact that Flagler County Buzz named me the most positive person of January. Did you see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm most positive person. But I am positive. If people start giving you negative stuff and saying negative stuff
It
to you,
affects your health.
It affects your health.
I'm telling
it
you.
affects your mindset. I mean, and I used the thing about when I lost my daughter, people kept telling me they were sorry. Within 45 minutes, I wanted to die. I felt sorry.
Right.
I was like, hold up, slow up. I don't want to hear that you're sorry. Tell me you love me or that you're praying for me. And it elevated my spirit, elevated my mind, and I began. So even with your health, what you say, watch your mouth, watch your words,
Because what's happening, that energy that comes from people that are sick are usually biting and snapping and growling and taking your head off. And you're like, then it affects you internally.
Yes.
And it could kill them. Because the brain gives off endorphins.
They do.
And those endorphins can be fried with someone with that negative energy.
I can't be around people
got
that
to
are
be
negative.
around somebody that's dancing and smiling and grinning and like to have fun. That's what makes me so young. I think every time I go somewhere and somebody says something, a lady stopped me at the post office just a minute ago. I like your earrings. Well, I did a dance. You know me.
Yeah.
I said, you like my earrings, girl? And then I told her I was 72, and she's like, what are you drinking?
Noni.
Tahitian Noni juice, y'all.
Noni. She's drinking Noni. Well, that is super cool. It's so important. And the words we speak and the things that we say is also vital to our health, mental health, physical health. I was talking to someone the other day, said, I caught a cold. I said, what you catch it for? Drop it.
Ooh, I'm going to use that.
I said, why are you catching stuff?
That's a good one.
Why are you catching it? Drop it. Give it back. Throw it down. Don't catch it.
See, we dumb down stuff because we think that's normal.
Listen.
But now the normal has to change. No more New Year's resolutions.
Death
Start
and
right
life
now.
is in the power of the tongue, and it's so important. Jehovah said, let there be light. Light was, light still is. So we have to be very careful the things that if you start saying I'm depressed, you're going to be more depressed.
That's right.
If you start saying, you're sick, you're going to be more sick. The doctors tell you this in the hospital. If you have a positive outlook and on your health and all that,
and
you start healing.
They say 90% of healing is your attitude. So when people say, Cynthia, you never get depressed. I can't lay in bed for 7 days. I got to pay a rent. I got to pay a mortgage.
I don't have time to get depressed. I don't listen, I'm probably depressed now. Don't know it.
Well, keep it moving.
Because I keep it moving.
Because once you stop, then that window of opening, the devil
Yes, he
can
will
just
come in and
take
will make you
and put
think all
bad
kinds of
thoughts.
stuff. I tell people all the time, I say, y'all don't even know I'm running through the streets butt naked right now. I'm crazy. If it wasn't for the anointing and the Holy Ghost holding me down, I know I am. Because life is full of so many things,
And it
right?
changes with a
It
phone call.
changes all the time. But you got to stay with what's consistent
That's
and
right.
what's
Which
constant
is positive.
and what is positive. That's it.
Even if you're broke.
Even if you're broke.
Just
Well, hey, listen, I'm just a little challenged. I remember when, raising kids, you didn't have a whole lot and stuff. I didn't tell my children, here's some meatless spaghetti. No, I ain't do that. I said, listen, I said, we have pasta with marinara sauce.
whoa.
I just flipped the
Yes,
script.
yes.
And you go to the store now, what you get? Pasta with marinara sauce. They know what marinara is. So it's just always about perspective and attitudes
Creativity.
and creativity.
Thinking outside the
and
box.
thinking outside the box. I never told my children we couldn't afford anything. There were times that
I never knew we were poor. We go up for the commodities, cheese, and we thought it was so wonderful. The spam.
Oh my God. I never told them any of those things. No. I never said we can't afford them right now. I said, well, let's look into it. Let's see what we can do.
But now
let's
as we
see.
age out, though,
Yes.
we really have to not so much make resolutions as be about it.
Right.
When we put something into our mind, faith without works is dead.
That's
If
it.
you don't apply it, the
That's
devil has
it.
knowledge. The demons know
Yes.
Jehovah. So
Yes.
you've got to apply it every day.
You need to apply. And I want to say this to those of you who are listening. You go, oh, that sounds great. You guys are full of energy, but I'm over. Listen, do the best you can with what you have.
Exactly.
Not everybody's going to be able to dance. You may be in a wheelchair. You
Mhm.
may suffer from clinical depression. You may have issues. You may have problems. But you know what? You don't always have to think and be that way. See yourself greater and better. Focus on what you want to be. Focus on what you want to have. You become what you focus on. If you focus on what you don't have, you'll never have anything. But if you focus on great things, then you'll begin to elevate and be around people that's going to elevate you too.
That's right.
Like I am with Miss Cynthia Black. Every time I call her or see her, she just pumps me up,
Because
I hope I do the same
she could
for
be
you.
my baby. She could be my baby, and I'm so proud of her because I've seen the
proud of you too.
journey. I've seen the journey she went through, and
We
we want
gotta
to be
do it.
shoulders for the next generation to
We
stand
do.
on.
We do.
Okay, so how do we do that? By example,
That's
by being
right.
proactive, by making important what's important now. And what is that? Your health.
Our health. So let's give you a number real quick.
My number is 386-546-1817. Again, 386-546-1817. And I got 24-hour call. Call
There it
me
is.
24/7. Ambassador Cynthia Black.
All right, guys. Well, you know what I say? Yesterday's gone. Tomorrow's not promised. What are you going to do today? Today, you're going to take an active role in your health, physical health, mental health, all of it. And encourage one another, strengthen one another, and build each other up. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Ciao. That was off the chain. Thank you, Mark.